Good morning. Today is Monday, November 25th, and it is Gold Day. Welcome to WSMS. Please give your attention to Lillian for the pledge.
Good morning. Please join me in a moment of silence. Please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remember to show respect, make a difference, and set the bar high. Have a great day, and back to our announcers.
There is a yearbook meeting tomorrow.
Math Counts will have its first meeting after school today in room 234. Parents should pick up at 5 p.m. outside door J.
On Saturday, Schmucker's for Spartan Bots Vex Robotics teams competed at a qualifying tournament with 40 middle and high school teams in Syracuse, Indiana. The Schmucker teams battled tough all day and ended qualifying with 2 teams ranked in top 20. All teams had a great day and should be proud of their performance.
At the end of the robotics competitions, Team 775Z with Nolan Jason, Will Cannon, Gavin Joswiak, and Landon Willis walked away with the Middle School Excellence Award, the highest award presented at the competition, earning that team a spot at the Indiana State Robotics Championship at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis in March. The team's next competition is in Warsaw, Indiana on January 18th.
Attention NJHS members, please check your email for a message from Mrs. Ladson regarding our December project.
Please welcome Miss O'Brien for a book talk.
Alrighty, good morning everybody. It's so great to be back with a book talk, but it's actually not going to be me today. I have a special guest joining us. So if you welcome on Miss Fertina, she is from the Mishawaka Penn-Harris-Madison Library. Bittersweet, right? Is that where you are? Yep. So right down the street from us. And she and I have gotten together and I said, well, I talk a lot, so I'm going to give you the opportunity. And so she's picked out some awesome books for us to share today. So go ahead.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I hear that you really like creepy stories, so I brought some creepy things with me today, but also some funny ones. So we're going to fly through these pretty fast, but if you're interested, they are available at your school library and also at the public library on Bittersweet. So our first one is called The Diviners. I'll try to get it so you can see it. This is set in the 1920s. The Roaring Twenties are about to come back, so this is a good time to read this. You have Evie Odell. She is a flapper, and she has a special ability. She can read objects, and when she touches an object, she can read all about a person, the owner of the object. One day she's called to a murder scene, and at the murder scene she touches an object and discovers that there is a very evil being loose in New York City, and so she bands together with some other people who have special powers of their own, and they call themselves the Diviners. This is a super creepy book. It's a series. This is book 1. Book 2 I did not want to sleep after reading it, so be prepared. This is definitely a YA labeled one, but it is fantastic, and Libba Bray is my favorite author.
Oh yeah, I like her. I haven't read that, but I like her.
She's fantastic.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Oh, she's funny and scary. Okay, so this one is realistic, so if you like your characters in the real world, this one is called I'm Not Dying With You Tonight. And this is about 2 girls who are at a high school in Atlanta, Georgia. You have Lena. She is the popular girl. She's pretty cool. She has her life all together. And then you have Campbell. She's the new girl, and she's basically just trying to survive high school. So one Friday night at a football game, they are working the concession stand together when violence breaks out at the game. It turns into this huge citywide riot, lots of chaos, a whole bunch of really bad things happening all over town. And Lena and Campbell, who don't really know each other, have to work together to survive and get to safety. So this one is action-packed, super fast-paced. If you don't like boring books, this will be a great one for you. So that is I'm Not Dying With You Tonight. All right, so for those who enjoy graphic novels and a little bit of spooky with them, this is a graphic novel called Anya's Ghost. Anya is new to town. She is actually originally from Russia, and she is settling in her American school, and it's kind of tough for her. She doesn't really have friends, and she doesn't quite know how to find her people. So one day she is walking and she falls into a well. I know, kind of weird, but she falls into a well and she meets a ghost named Emily. Emily is really nice, and Anya and Emily end up talking while they're waiting to be saved from the well. And Emily offers to help Anya get settled in at school. All is going well. Anya eventually gets rescued from the well, and Anya and Emily become friends, and Emily is helping her out. But Emily has some other plans for Anya that she doesn't quite share right at the beginning. So this one is really funny, but also kind of spooky, which is my favorite combination. Okay, this one is just straight up funny. If you love competitive eating, this is the book for you. This is called Slider. So you have David, and he wants to be a competitive eater when he gets older. So he practices now. He can actually eat an entire large pizza in 5 minutes. I don't know if any of you can claim this record, but it's pretty impressive. So one day he is on eBay, actually, if you remember eBay, and he accidentally buys a half-eaten hot dog for $2,000 on his mom's credit card. This is bad, very, very bad. So now he has to get $2,000 pretty fast before his mom figures out that he has just bought a half-eaten hot dog for thousands of dollars. So he joins a competitive eating competition where he will have to eat lots and lots and lots of pizzas. So if you want to be a competitive eater when you grow up, there are some really great tips in here. Apparently eating a lot of raw cabbage helps your stomach. I don't know. But this one is hilarious. You learn lots of fun stuff and go with David through the competitive eating journey. All right, so if you have not heard of Jason Reynolds, you really, really should. He has written tons of books at this point, and every single one of them is amazing. He writes funny stuff, he writes serious stuff, he writes supernatural, he writes realistic. He's all over the place, but every single book is awesome. This is Long Way Down. This is one of my favorites. So this is about Will, and his older brother has just been shot and killed. And so Will is ready to get revenge. So he goes to the top floor of he lives in a big apartment building. He goes to his floor and finds his brother's gun. He jumps in the elevator, and as he is going down to seek revenge against the guy who killed his brother, he meets a lot of people in the elevator on the way down. Each person is somehow connected to Will and his brother Sean and the violence that he's thinking about doing. This one is super short, so if you prefer your books shorter, this is a great one. The audiobook only lasts an hour and a half, so if that gives you an idea. The audiobook, also, if you have the opportunity, is amazing. Jason Reynolds, the author, reads it and is phenomenal. So this is a really great story. This is Long Way Down.
I actually just read that book and I loved it.
It's so good.
I blew through it. It was so good. And we have a lot of his stuff in the library, so definitely come check out Jason Reynolds. I agree.
He is fantastic.
Yes.
I love him. Kind of been obsessed with him. Okay, I have just a couple more for you, and I will go through these pretty fast. So this is The Summoning. This is another spooky one. This is by Kelly Armstrong, and it is about a girl named Chloe. She's in high school, and one day, this is kind of gross, I'm sorry, she is walking in the hallway, and she sees a person in the hallway, and all of a sudden, his face melts off of his skull. Super disturbing. She obviously needs some time to recover, so she goes to a place called the Lyle House, and as she is there, she discovers that maybe what she saw was not a hallucination, and that perhaps she can actually see the dead. So this one is really fun, lots of action, kind of gross stuff though, so there's some gross stuff in there, but also really fun to read. So that is The Summoning by Kelly Armstrong. Okay, two more for you. So this is Houdini. I'm guessing you've heard of Harry Houdini, and it tells you how powerful and popular he was, that we're still talking about Harry Houdini over 100 years after his death. But this is a biography all about Harry Houdini, and he had a really, really fascinating life. He started out as a circus performer, which is how he learned all of those ways to escape from the locks and chains and the water traps and everything that he would set up. He also did this really interesting trick called the needle trick. The only modern performer that I've seen do this is Teller from Penn and Teller, so if you get a chance, you should definitely look up the needle trick. It is amazing what Houdini could do. He was also really fascinated by seances and things like that, so if you're curious about the afterlife and Houdini's involvement in it, it's a really fascinating story. So that is all about Houdini, really cool guy, and this is nonfiction, so everything in here is true, which makes it even more incredible. Okay, the last one that I have for you is one of my new favorites. This is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. If you enjoy fairy tales that are slightly twisted, this would be a really great one for you. So this one is a little bit of version of Beauty and the Beast. You have Prince Ren. He has been cursed to repeat basically a season in his 18th birthday every single year until he falls in love, until a girl falls in love with him. And so every year he has the autumn basically to get a girl to fall in love with him, and then he turns into a beast that doesn't know himself, doesn't know anyone around him, and he tears apart the village and the kingdom that he rules. So one day he meets a girl named Harper who is tough as nails. She is amazing. She has some things in her life that have made life pretty tricky, but she is so strong and fierce that she has been able to deal with those challenges in a really powerful way. So Harper and Prince are in meet. It's not exactly a meet cute. They don't fall in love immediately, but they definitely work together to see if they can break the curse. This one is amazing. I loved it. There's a sequel coming out, I think, in January. So if you read this and you enjoy it, you can read the second one coming out soon. Okay, so that is everything that I have for you. These books are available at the public library and at your school library, so check them out. Come visit us. Hopefully you find something in here you like. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. Make it an awesome day.
I love how you do that.